Woo, it's a little bit of a hot one today. It actually feels like 113, 114 according to the weather, with the humidity and the temperature of about 98 degrees. I'm just kind of outside the Chicago area in Illinois right now. Oops, sorry about that, getting some sweat in my eye. But just relaxing here with the dogs. They're smart. They're in the shade for the most part. And then I have Mr. Ranger there coming behind. But for today's What If Wednesday, we had it come across that somebody said, what if I don't understand desensitization and counter conditioning? And so the simplest of answers for a lot of those things are, if you don't understand it, you definitely want to seek out help for it, of course, and ask for more systematic ways of doing it correctly, because you don't want to end up with a traumatized dog, and that can definitely happen, is where we take away coping skills instead of help develop them, and we can end up with a traumatized dog. But that being said, what we're really looking at when we desensitize and counter condition is we're looking at confidence building and empowering them. So if you kind of think about, if they're super scared of something, we want to desensitize them to it. Great, but what does that mean? We want them to actually be less scared of it. We want them to really start anticipating it with a joyful response, or at least a tolerance response, or empower them in another behavior and counter condition them to actually do something different. So for example, if the dog is super reactive at a person, I'm going to actually help desensitize them a little bit to that person by making sure that they feel comfortable, that they can go away and that they can do other things. They don't have to interact with that person, even just by looking at that person going, I don't know about you. If they're quiet about it and they're doing something that just standing there, I'm going to be yesing and paying that. I'm going to be building their confidence that they can just stay there, that nothing bad's going to happen, and that person's not going to approach. I'm going to be my pet's advocate and make sure they don't approach, things like that. Okay, that's in a nutshell kind of what happens, but a lot of other steps to go on. So if we're going to do a private lesson, I would definitely go into this a lot more with you. And then to counter condition, we want to change the behavior into something that we ideally want a little bit more. So dogs are going to be dogs at the end of the day. Are genetically programmed differently, but they can learn how to be in our very human world, and a little bit more safely, and then also more confidently. So being able to teach them that, hey, if you're barking at that person, okay, thank you very much, why don't you come over here and do something else, so that they start anticipating, if I don't like something, if I go away from it, it's a good thing to do. I can actually go to my bed, or I can go to my place, or I can just simply go next to my mom or dad, and that's going to be really helpful. So being able to counter condition them to something else, to another behavior that we want instead, is ultimately what it is. So kind of empowering them to do something different, so that we don't have liability of a forward bite, or that we don't have that scare tactic that we have to be, threatening them or correcting them or punishing them for feeling a certain way. I don't punish dogs for feeling a certain way, but I do want to be like, hey, thank you very much, why don't you come over here and do this instead? And then we can start building up to, hey, that person with that hat, yes, just look at them. Yes, just look at them. There's a lot of different cues, like check it out, quiet, leave it. We can teach all the foundation behaviors that we want, and we can start utilizing them, of course. But being able to ultimately get an emotional state, which is kind of part 2 and everything, is changing the emotional state of dogs, and that's ultimately what we're wanting to do as well. So to get foundation behaviors, we want to go ahead and if you want to enroll in Calendar Cues, I've got the new online program. If you're local, I can do in-person lessons. If you want me to come out when I'm traveling, let me know your city and state, and send me an email. We can go ahead and get something rolling that way. I'm probably heading southwest again for winter. So being able to actually just help you would be my love and life, my passion. So if I can do that via phone consult, Calendar Cues online programs, private lessons, remote lessons through Zoom, happy to do that. And then being able to then also address the emotional state. I work with students worldwide, so I feel very comfortable that I can help you. And if they really do feel that you need something more in person, if I can't do it, I probably have a referral network of people that can help you. So reach out, let me know how I could help you. But for this What If Wednesday, what if I don't understand desensitization and counter conditioning? We'll definitely ask more questions, but just think of it as confidence building and empowering in your dog, and trying to make situations that are having unwanted behaviors from them, behaviors that we might not really want long term, or we want to help them be more confident. That's what we're ultimately trying to do, is when we desensitize and counter condition them. So, whether it's a muzzle or reacting to people or just something at the vet office, we're doing it all the time through foundation behaviors, but also through changing and helping build the emotional state of empowering them that they can do something a little bit different. And it's really cool if they do something different too. So just like us, dogs can learn a second language. So whatever you're having trouble with, let me know. But otherwise, as always, happy training. Elevate yourself to the next level. Live in 4D. Now go get it.